here with your HSP travel vlog. Well, the reason this video is part of the vlog is because I'm traveling. But this topic today is high sensation seeking. I thought this would be a great time to talk about being a high sensation seeker because I'm acting on that part of me. So here we are in the middle of September, actually the first day of autumn. Welcome, welcome. Today we are halfway between the longest days of the year and the shortest days of the year. So maybe that means we're even. I like when things are even. Even is helpful. It's sort of like, oh, you haven't seen this exercise yet, but in my Move Your HSP course, I have an exercise called Table It. I love the table position because it's even, it's solid. So first, I want to address, a lot of people have commented on my HSP travel vlog in France because I did a lot of recording in the car, and people were worried about my safety. And I want to say that I have a great little setup. I have several little setups, and someday I'll do a whole vlog on how I manage my phone in the car safely, one would think. I'm not a very good driver, so I'm not sure how safe it actually is. And here's a little travel hack. These are 2 tennis balls taped together with athletic tape. Learned this from a physical therapist probably 20 or 30 years ago. And I put it between my back and the back of the seat, and I get myself a little massage. Nothing like a massage, right? Great HSP self-care. I move it up and down my spine throughout the drive, and it helps keep those muscles engaged, but also gives me some acupressure. Hey, fantastic. High sensation seeking is another trait that some people have, and it is also a minority. It can exist whether you're highly sensitive or not. So you might know high sensation seekers. They're out there doing, free climbs on Half Dome or jumping out of airplanes or doing wild and crazy things. A highly sensitive high sensation seeker still wants that sensation and that adventure, but we do it more thoughtfully and more carefully. So I often tell this story about my high sensation seeking, highly sensitive son when he was, I'm going to say 7-ish, and we were spending a lot of time on this large ranch far from the road. So he got to grow up with a lot of freedom on the land, the same way I did. One day I was riding my horse down the trail, and he was out doing who knows what in the woods. And my horse was startled and didn't want to go any further. They can see and hear so much more and so much sooner than we do. So I was, what's wrong? I encouraged the horse to go along, and we went along down the trail. And the next thing I know, I hear, "Hi, Mommy." And it's my son who has climbed out on a fallen redwood tree. And this redwood tree is across a valley, horizontal now, because it fell on a hill. Where we live, it's very hilly. It had fallen over the valley, and my son had climbed out along it so far that he was probably 60 feet off the ground. Imagine my mother's heart. Oh my gosh, I was so freaked out. And I said, "Hey, Ashy, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm playing on this tree." I said, "Oh, would you come over here, and I want to show you something." And so he carefully climbed back along the tree. Now you might think, oh, what a terrible mother I am, allowing my child to have those adventures. It's not a terrible thing. Kids need to do these things, but I was scared. The thing about the fact that he's high sensation seeking, he went for that wild and crazy climb, but he did it thoughtfully. And he's done that throughout his life. Now at 21, I can only pray that he continues to do it thoughtfully, because we do know that the sensitivity, the caution with the high sensitivity is muted by all those hormone surges in adolescence. And adolescence goes until the late 20s these days. So we'll just keep praying for that high sensation seeker. For myself, here I am on the tail end of COVID. I still have a few symptoms. I'm working a lot and trying to really, still save the world, or at least all the highly sensitive people in the world. But I bought a foal because at 57, I want to start one more baby horse. I did it a ton as a kid with my mom. She's a wonderful horse trainer. And some might think that I should get a new riding horse that is, 10, settled, no longer young, no longer potentially crazy. But what's the fun in that? So I'm starting a baby, and I am on my way to visit him. So I jumped in the car. I don't love staying in strange places. I have some anxiety about my Airbnb I'll be staying in, but I managed my trip very carefully. I started yesterday. I drove half of the distance, a little more than half the distance, and stayed in a hotel. I did that HSP thing where I really searched the hotels carefully, and I made sure to choose one with lots and lots of good 5-star reviews, and it was lovely. I stayed at, I think it's called Town Suites by Marriott in Merced, California, just in case you're a Californian and you want to know. It's pretty new. It was very clean and very quiet. I had to ask for a quieter room. Here's another HSP travel hack. Always request a room on the top floor and let them know that you want a quiet room, because they just randomly assign you a room. But as a highly sensitive person, we need a slightly better room. So I went in, I was on the freeway side of the hotel. I went back down and I asked for a quieter room, and I got one at the end of the hall, as far from the elevator as possible, so fewer people would pass my door having loud conversations at 10 p.m. And on the back of the hotel. It was fabulous. So here I go. High sensation seeking. We like to say 1 foot on the brakes and 1 foot on the gas. And you know what happens when you put 1 foot on the brakes and 1 foot on the gas at the same time? Your tires squeal. Squeak and squeal, maybe you even spin out a little bit. That's the experience of the high sensation seeker. So if you are a high sensation seeking, highly sensitive person, I think the most important thing that you can do is recognize that. Be aware of it. And always remember that you need the gas and the brakes, and start to apply them more intentionally rather than accidentally. This will help you to thrive as a highly sensitive person. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope this answers the questions in my shift course. Lots of questions about high sensation seeking. Let me know what else you'd like to hear about it. Put it in the comments below. Thanks so much. This is Alane Friend with your HSP travel vlog, HSP How To. Bye for now.